Today's best music.
Delighted to welcome Billy Sprague, actually via modern technology, to the Q. Billy?
Hello.
Hello, Billy. You're calling me from Nashville.
From Nashville, Tennessee.
From your very home.
That's right.
Well, would you like to tell our listeners a little about what your time has been accompanied with lately, where your energy has been going?
I've been doing this summer I've been doing a lot of camps. I love them, and I really came to the Lord in a camp setting out in Texas. So in the summers I do a lot of camps, and then the day after tomorrow I head for Barcelona, Spain.
Spain? Okay. What are you going to be doing in Spain?
I'm doing a missions trip with YWAM, Youth with a Mission, that's centered around the Olympics.
So you're doing a lot with youth?
Yeah, I have been for quite a few years, even though my hair is turning gray, and still doing some high school camps and college campuses.
Great. Your release, Torn Between Two Worlds. It's such a personal look at grief and loss and hope, especially hope. Tell us how the title came about with that.
Well, the project began in the fall of '89, quite a while back, and if you remember that time, the world was shaken up pretty good with the Berlin Wall went down, and
right.
Had a San Francisco earthquake, a Czechoslovakian revolution, a Romanian revolution, communism was dying. And in the middle of that, I was deeply in love and starting a new album and about to get married. And in the middle of all that, as the decade ended, my fiancée was killed in a car wreck, November 18th of '89. So my world came crashing in, like, the whole world was shaken up pretty good at the end of the last decade. And it took me some time to get back on track to get this project going, and so one of the songs is called For the One Who Sleeps, and there's a line in the song, and I was writing the song the week Rosalind was killed, about a professor of mine, actually. My favorite college professor had died, and so I was going through that and thinking about him, and then Rosalind died, and then finally we got this project together and changed record labels, and the title comes from that song, For the One Who Sleeps. There's a line that says, until I see Rosalind, I'm torn between two worlds.
Right.
So it's been a long process.
It's been a beautiful process, though. I also lost a husband at a very young age, so when I received your Torn Between Two Worlds cassette, it really touched me, and I think your music always seems to evoke a very personal, very, very heart-touching experience. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think that's where the deepest kind of art comes from. All the great artists I like, Vincent van Gogh and Emily Dickinson and Shakespeare, and great art. I think if it's really going to connect with a lot of people on the planet, it has to come from those deep places where all of us live. And so my music has always been, instead of sitting down and writing about things, in a once removed kind of way, I think the best songs come from the things you've walked through yourself.
If you have the gift to portray that on, you really need to do that, and you certainly do have that gift. Have your priorities changed at all since this last release?
They really have, Gina. I think you've probably experienced that too. A lot of the little things of life, become petty about, where are we going to have lunch today? I mean, who cares? Let's just...
Exactly, yeah.
And I've had an urgency for missions since '86 and more evangelism, and I never had to bury anyone before, and I've followed Jesus now for about 24 years, and never really had to bury anyone until about 2.5 years ago. And there's even a new urgency, a deeper urgency in me, I think, for what I think is the central part of God's heart in His divine agenda is the salvation of men's souls, not really where we eat lunch today or where we go to church or what clothes we put on. And a lot of my priorities a lot of things I used to think about, I don't think about so much anymore.
That's great. What does the immediate future hold for Billy Sprague?
Well, a lot more travel. I'm gearing up for a fall tour of about 35 cities. Just me and a keyboard player and a sound man and road manager are going to go out on the road. the rest of the summer, I have 8 or 9 concerts in August, and going to Barcelona, Spain here for about 10 or 11 days.
Sounds great. I worked really hard to get Steve Swanson out of town today so that I could do this interview. And it has been a pleasure and an honor, and I'm waiting for the day to meet you in person. Would you be touring Midwest at all, or
Yes.
Really? Where at?
I will let you know when we head that way.
Oh, that would be great.
What city are you in?
We're in the Quad Cities, which is right between, right on the eastern edge of Iowa, western edge of Illinois, Mississippi River.
Well, I'll know, by the time I get back from Barcelona, I'll know the exact tour schedule, and I'll sure contact you.
Oh, that would be great. We would love to know. Everybody in the Quad Cities would love to know. So I'll get that word out. Thank you very much for your time today, Billy. It has been a tremendous pleasure for me.
Thank you.
And I have Heaven is a Long Hello coming up right now on the Q, the positive switch for the Quad Cities.